So has holistic healing and energy work always been a part of your life?
I'd say for the last 20 years, definitely, yes.
Okay. So what was it about those last 20 years?
I moved to New York in 2004. And when I moved to New York and I had like no family, just people that I had met there along the way, I had to really, really find myself. And I really, really had to find that divine source. And in finding that, I was able to open up opportunities. I was able to protect myself. I mean, New York's a jungle. For me to go and come back and still go and come back and have the state of peace, I really found myself there. I think I found such a level of peace in New York that sometimes I don't even find here. I have to go back there to the place where I have like no family, nothing familiar to really root in. So I think it was from that. And then I remember I'd met a gentleman that lived on my street. And we just got having, a day-to-day passing conversation. And he said something to me that I held on to like throughout my entire journey to this day. And he said to me, everybody's got a motive, whether that motive is good or whether that motive is bad. Everybody has a motive, and don't ever forget that. And with his message, that set me on my way as I was walking that journey, living in that city. I was really, really young. And I was able to accomplish some really, really, really amazing things during my time there.
Wow, that is incredible to hear. And are you and that gentleman still in touch? Did he become somebody that you could, confide in or?
He didn't, but I did have another friend who lived on my street that I met around the same time, who's like a brother to me. And we are still in touch. And he's very, very like advanced in energy work. And like literally, he's a person that you could just be sitting in the same room as, and you're feeling it,
Yeah.
And I remember we had Hurricane Sandy. I'm not sure if you remember when Hurricane Sandy tore up New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it tore up. I was living there at the time and his accommodation was completely demolished. And so I said, look, I've got a spare room. You can come and live with me until you resettle. And to be honest, like his presence was such a blessing to just be in my house. I think my youngest son was still a baby then, baby still in nappies. His presence was just brought such balance to our homes. Yeah.
And that was over in New York.
Yeah, that was in New York. Yeah.
Okay. Aww.
So did you have your child here and then take them to New York? Or
No.
how did that come about?
I had one here and 3 in New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I had these ideas.
Yeah. So that's why I said like I really found myself there, because I had to really like, it was just me and, the university. And because I felt like I always had that backing, I was never scared. I never operated from a place of fear, but I had to really, really dig deep in order to survive that, in order to give birth to 3 children in America.
Yeah.
1 was born in Florida and 2 were born in New York.
Wow. Yeah. That's incredible. And was that experience completely different? Because, obviously people know America for not having healthcare as we do here with the NHS. How was that experience?
It was very different. The Florida birth was very expensive. But you have insurance. With my last one, I didn't actually know I was even having him. I felt ill. And that was like, I almost actually, they didn't think I was going to make him. And my mom and my sister had to fly from the UK on Christmas Day, I think, to me in hospital. I was in hospital for 3 months. And that was a nightmare because of the type of insurance I had at the time. But it was all sorted. And when there's a will, there's a way. And I think once you're on the ground and you're living in that country, a lot of the things that you hear are myths.
Yeah.
When you're actually living the experience, it's completely different. But yes, if I could choose, I wouldn't have a child in the UK. I would opt to have a child in the American healthcare system. Yeah.
That is so interesting.
Yeah.
And what are the reasons behind that?
Just the level of care, just how detailed they are, the facilities, things of that nature. Even if you look at the most low-end hospitals, which will be the equivalent to our NHS, it's still better than the NHS. So sometimes free is not always good.
Yes. No, that's why they say you pay for what you get, honestly, because it's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes, with the NHS, they are there to support us, our taxpayers, giving back. And it's great that we do have that service, because honestly, if we didn't, the bills that we need to be paying, we have no idea about that cost, because we have never had to do it with the NHS. But it is something like you have to look into. Myself, I have like private health care because I cannot always rely on the service of the NHS and the quality. For me, it needs quality.
Why don't we should bring up the NHS? I'm actually leading a project of American investors that are coming in to do a whole overhaul of a digital transformation within the NHS. And we're going to be bringing in AI and things of that nature to kind of cut their costs, increase the level of care. So that's another big project that I'm currently advising on. With a GP 2 days ago, and my telephone appointment is 14th of September. Lucky they answer, because mine doesn't even answer.
Yeah, to be fair, I am lucky. Even when I answered, I was like, oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.